All right, good morning. So let's look at what happened yesterday. So I had mentioned that I was looking for this area 6672. We came down from here. We initially were balancing in this area, then we broke below this low, and then we went straight below this low volume node and looked below, and then ahead of our 72 target we bounced, and then we ended the day around this area, right? This distribution. Remember, my whole theory was that I was looking at this as a look above and fail. So I said that for me this move back to the lower side of that distribution needed to be completed, and that's what we got. And then we ended up inside this distribution. Now, overnight sellers are rejecting this area and went back below that 6680 again, got to that target, and now they traveled to this whole distribution. So now we have another kind of like, it's not a very nice structure, because we have these spikes here, and then we only have acceptance in this sessions, but we did put a lot of volume here at the 6649, so that's going to be a magnet right now that it looks like we are trading below that low volume node, or attempting to accept below that low volume node. It's a little bit of a fight at the moment, but this is a big magnet. If we cannot get below this overnight low, then we're likely going to come back in here into that 6670, which is now the area with most volume, which in that case, if we put some more volume here, the 20-day point of control could shift up here. But sellers seem to be in control this morning, and that brings this one up play, the 6649. If we get below it, then we're gonna look for a retest of the top of this spike, right, which is at around 6640. And then if we start trading in this spike, then I'm going to look for a move towards this area right here, this low volume area, and I'm going to look for this to act as support, and if we break it, then we have the previous week's low here, and then at that point I'm thinking that we should see more sellers, and this could be coming to a deeper pullback. We do have some support here at 65.85, right around the August high, but below that, then 65.30 is going to start being a magnet. That's the area with the most volume in the last 90 days. Although the 90-day point of control is down here at 64.60, but first we gotta get through this. Now, if buyers start taking control, what I'm looking for today is this. We're opening with a gap down. We already hit our bearish target, which was at 66.56. So now we have inventory. I think inventory is about 75% short. We have a gap, a true gap. So the first thing I'm going to be looking is there any interest to fill that gap, right? That means that the gap is here at 66.78. Is there an interest to fill that gap? So moving above, looking for the level, the targets above, first this 70 area. We have to go through this low volume node that we just left in the overnight session, single prints. Once we get here, then looking for a continuation to see if we can fill the gap. If we accept inside yesterday's range, then I'm going to be looking for, first of all, do we get back above the 6682 low volume node? And then if we do, then I'm going to be looking for a little bit of a squeeze and a move through value area. And then looking for yesterday's point of control, yesterday's settlement, that's right here at the same spot. And then eventually look for that yesterday's value area high. Value area high is up here, but I'm looking for this low volume area as a final target, right below 6,700. Of course, if we get above the overnight high, then that puts 6710 at play, and then the weekly VWAP as the final target. I think that's pretty much it. We do have some more economic releases at 10. We have a bunch of Fed speaking, and volatility seems to be creeping up, so we can have some decent move today. Tomorrow we have PCI and University of Michigan. But we're gonna start. This is end of quarter, end of month flows, so we have the possibility of big moves coming up. NQ came through that support area, filled the gap just now. It hit the targets that I mentioned yesterday, but now this area that was support, now I'm going to be looking for to see if it becomes resistance.
Order filled.
If it doesn't, then I'm going to be looking for a move through value on this session and a retest of this point of control down here, 24,420. Crude broke above these highs, is retesting the break, so now we gotta see if it holds. If it holds, then I mentioned the bullish scenario yesterday, and if it doesn't, then I'm looking for a move down to the 63 area. And gold consolidating a little bit. I mentioned this 3740 area yesterday as support. So far is holding. Still not looking for any major pullback, so still bulls in control. All right, that's about